Greetings everyone, Ama Opari here from Food for the Soul and Opari Institute. It's been a minute since I've made a video. Well, you know, 2020 happened and well, anyway, here I am now trying to get back on track. Life happens yeah, so here we are. Normally I talk about food and making diet and lifestyle change and the plant-based diet, getting healthy through diet and lifestyle change. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to click the like button and don't forget to hit the bell so you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And you can find out all about me down below, including how you can download a copy of my free ebook on unlocking the secrets to a flavor-filled vegan kitchen. But today I'm talking about something a little different. I've been living here in Tanzania a little over 4 years, and I wanted to talk about the experience because many people from the diaspora are coming here to Tanzania, to Gambia, to Ghana, to Nigeria, looking to get away from life in Europe, life in the UK, life in America, and unfortunately some of them are getting disappointed. And so I want to talk about what has helped me get along here, and so that it maybe can help you as well. I'm here outside in my Tanzanian yard. So welcome to my Tanzanian garden. This is one of the reasons that I love being here. It's just so beautiful. It's peaceful. Every morning I can come outside and look at the amazing birds and flowers and plants and my garden growing and see daily evidence of the gift of spirit, of ancestors, of God, and know that I as well am a beautiful representation of God's creation. So today I'm talking about what you can do to make your experience of moving to the continent more positive for you. And so what I am hearing from folks is they get here and they feel like they're being taken advantage of. Things don't work the way they expect them to do, the way they think that they should. And so here's the things that have really helped me. And the first thing is to really check your expectations at the border. Life here is going to be very different. The world view, the experiences of the local people here is very different. So they are not going to see things the way you see things. Especially as people from the diaspora, we come here hoping to be welcomed as long-lost brothers and sisters and be seen as Africans. And chances are very good that that isn't going to happen. You have to understand that the experience here, is so different. In the U.S., or the UK, any place where being black, being of African descent, being non-white, puts you in an other category. Our whole identity becomes wrapped up in that otherness, from the beginning. Even as we call ourselves African Americans or whatever, everything about our lives is in relation to our oppression, our status, as opposed to being the dominant race, the dominant culture. So we feel our blackness here, our blackness very viscerally, it's just a part of our identity, being black. Whereas here, blackness is the fabric of everything. It's nothing. I know a Tanzanian sister who has traveled around the world, and she said she never felt black until she went to Germany. Here, it's your nationality. You're Tanzanian, you're Kenyan, you're Nigerian, or it's your tribe. You're Maasai, you're Kikuyu, you're Chaga, you're Yoruba. It's your tribe, and that's what it is. And so you coming here are not Tanzanian. You are not Chaga. You're not Maasai. You are foreign. And that's the other thing. Either you are from here, you're the nationality, the tribe, whatever, or you're foreign. You're European, you're American, no matter what color your skin is. You're Asian, you're Indian, no matter what. If you don't speak the language here, you don't have the culture from here, and so you are a foreigner. And here in Tanzania, that's Mzungu, which also is referred to white people as Mzungu. And so it can be very insulting for many people coming here when they are called Mzungu. I'm not Mzungu, I'm black. But folks here, they don't get it. And so you have to be able to step back from your understanding of blackness, of your identity, and realize that being Mzungu doesn't mean that you are white. It means you are foreign. And you just have to accept that you aren't going to be able to talk people out of that. I mean, you can hopefully, the people that you get into your circle, you can have conversations and begin to share some of your experience as an American. And certainly as there's more global, access to the internet and things like that, people do know more. But you're going to be a Mzungu. In Ghana, a Borofo, whatever. You're going to be, whatever the word is in the language of the country that you're in, you're going to be considered that. Especially until you begin to get more acculturated. So make sure to start learning the language. Pay attention to how people do things here, and be prepared to adapt your own way of being to fit in to some degree. I'm not saying you have to discard your identity, but so that's one thing, is that the whole idea of blackness and who's African, who belongs here, is something that is different depending on whether you're from the diaspora or you're born and bred African. The other issue is around negotiation and what are set prices on things, and and how when you're shopping, particularly if you're shopping outside of a store, or even if you're doing services. I mean, there's sort of maybe a general price range, but whether you're Mzungu or you're local, most people are going to take a look at you and decide whether they think they can get more money out of you or less money out of you. And they're going to start at the high end. And then, it's your job to negotiate a price that you feel is fair. And so knowing what is a customary price is very important. And so if you take, every time someone comes at you with a high price, I just bought some sheets, used sheets, and they were trying to, he was like, trying to quote me some ridiculously high price. But I knew that was a ridiculously high price, and I expected it. And so I could stand tall, I could be firm and confident and be willing to walk away. And eventually we got the price much lower. I know I came at a ridiculously low price. So I just know that's part of the game. It's not them trying to cheat me. It's not that they're thieves. It's just the way things are here. And people who are trying to make their lives, their livelihoods, make a living, are going to get as much money as they can. They see you as a foreigner, or they see you as a Tanzanian, but you got money, you come driving up in a Mercedes or something, they're going to give you a high price because they figure you can afford it. And they need the money. So, but if you come up feeling like offended and like they're taking advantage of you and get all huffy about it, then you are going to be struggling. You are going to have hard time doing your shopping. You're going to be feeling angry. You're going to be, it's not going to be good. But if you can get used to the practice, you go shopping in the same general areas, people will get to know you. They'll say, "Oh yes, Mzungu," but yeah, they'll learn to respect you. They'll treat you in a different way. So it's a matter of presenting yourself in a respectful and yet strong manner. You can respect them, understand what's going on, and still not allow yourself to be taken advantage of. So we'll talk a little bit more about how you know prices and things like that in a minute. But so that's the second thing, is to understand about negotiation and shopping and that whole philosophy of pricing here. The third thing is how things should be done. I mean, government runs differently. Businesses run differently. Time it takes to do things is different. How you go about negotiating leases, how you go about getting work done on your house, how you go about getting things fixed. It's all different here. It's very different here. And so you have to just understand that, accept that, learn how it's done here, and then learn how to work with people to get it to be closer to what it is you want, if it can be. And so once again, if you come in feeling offended because they're trying to do it this way, and in the States this is how they do it, and you think this is how it should be done, but this is how they do it here, it's not going to be like it is in the States or the UK or wherever else. So just get used to it. Know that it's not like, just get rid of. So we're going to leave all of those expectations at the border about what your identity, who's black, who belongs, how shopping works here, how business gets done here, what general rules of engagement of whatever. Just leave it all at the door. Leave it all at the border. And come here with an open mind, ready to learn about how it is here. Learn about the culture here. That's the most important thing you have to do, is be open to learning about what the culture is here and how you can adapt and how you can work with that culture to make it work for you. So that's the number one thing. So the second thing is creating a soft landing for yourself. For me, when I got here, I stayed with Pete and Charlotte O'Neill up at the United African Alliance Community Center for 6 months. And while I was there, Pete and Charlotte are African Americans who've been here for well over 40 years and have a big network established, many things here. And so through them, I could meet people that I needed to know. I could find out how things were working. I had, people who speak English. Through them, I met friends. It was a great way to have a safe place, a soft landing, while I was first here and trying to learn the ropes. So there are many diasporans here on the ground in Tanzania that have been here for some time, and probably most places that you will go. So do what you can to connect. There are so many people right now posting videos online about coming to Tanzania or to Gambia or wherever there are growing communities of diasporans. So connect with somebody there. Find a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group, and find out who is where you're trying to go. Maybe you have connections back in the States that you can say, do you know I'm moving to or I'm going to visit Arusha, Tanzania. Do you know anybody in that area? Who do you think I should talk to? So get those people lined up so that when you land on the ground, you have a soft landing. And be prepared to just kind of sit and watch and learn for a little while. I think if you get here and like go, try to get started right away with business and this and that and whatever, before you have a chance of learning what the culture is here, that you are going to have more of a struggle. You're going to feel more taken advantage of. So if you can land here, have enough money to be able to just be for a few months, then you will be able, then you will be better able to move forward with the plans that you want to carry forth. Because you're going to need help with how to deal with immigration and visas and all telephones and where to shop and all like that. So the second part of that then is to just go slow. Don't jump in here and try to rent a house right away if you can help it. If you can find some place that you can stay in temporarily. I mean, maybe you rent a place, but it's just a short-term lease. Or find a place like the United African Alliance Community Center where you can land for a few months while you get a lay of the land and see where it is you actually want to live. And then you can begin to move outwards. The third part of this soft landing is to then you're building a support network. One of the most valuable things for me was having, getting a community of people that I could rely on. So one of the people who's also a diasporan and was up at the center and then had moved nearby, and I would go to the market with him and his driver. And the driver would come with us into the market. And the driver did most of the negotiating and knew which vendors to go to. I mean, this is the open air market. And so through God love, the driver was able to really get a good sense of what prices were supposed to be, which vendors were the best ones to go to. And the vendors then also got to know us because we would be going every single week. And so now I still go with them many times, but I can go to the market easily by myself. And I know that I can find the things that I need. I know where it is. I know what their prices are. And as I mentioned earlier about negotiation, I can tell when somebody's giving me a crazy Mzungu price because they will still give you a Mzungu price. But because I've been going now for so long, they know me. They'll say Rafiki, Rafiki, friend, bestie, bestie. They know me, and there's like certain vendors that I almost always go to. And you can. So God Love now drives for me other places, and if I need some help with negotiating or with language, that I can bring him in with me and have him talk to the people. And his English is very good. His negotiating skills are good. And so he's one of my support people. So get those kind of people around you. Once you get into wherever you're going to be living, make connections with your neighbors. Find someone in your neighborhood that is maybe more of an elder or a community leader that you can befriend and can talk to and get information from them about what you can expect. So as you move into your neighborhood, do try to reach out into your village, your neighbors, and make connections there that can support you. Then if you have a problem, you can call on Lulu next door and he can come and help, whatever, so make those kind of connections. So other support networks that you can find, other, depending on what your needs are important. Whether and some of those people should be Tanzanians. Of course, the other diasporans are a great support network, but you need some local Tanzanian support networks too. And there are people here who speak pretty good English, who have a little bit more of experience, which leads to the fourth thing, which is to find ways to connect with locals who do have a more worldly view. Many people here have been out of the country. They've studied out of the country. They know a bit more about other worldviews, other ways of seeing things. They know about the diasporan experience a little bit more. Because frankly here, they've not been out of here, they've just been in basic education, they may not really know that much about even slavery and what, the civil rights movement and all of those type of things. Their understanding of what racism is, what blackness is limited because their education hasn't shown that to them. So getting some finding Tanzanians who have more of a worldly view has been another thing that's been really helpful, and are also a good support network. Connect me to other people, are good people. Like I went out and had lunch with someone last week. It was just enjoyable to sit and talk, because it can be difficult to find friends here that are locals, because our experiences are so different, our cultures are so different. So the Tanzanians who have a little bit of a broader experience is a good bridge, a good way for you to have some local friends as well as learn more about the local culture. So those are my tips, and I'm like I said, I've been here a little bit more than 4 years, and I'm still learning every day. I didn't say this anywhere else, but learn the language as quickly as you can. People really appreciate when you at least try to speak the language. And there are so many different ways you can do so. There are videos online. There are apps like Duolingo where you can learn on your own. There are apps such as italki where you can connect with live native speaking teachers. There's many different ways. I personally am taking private lessons right here with a really wonderful Swahili teacher because it's my goal to get much more proficient in Swahili over the next few months. So, what do you think? Are you planning to repatriate to Africa? Are you here already? If so, leave a comment below and let me know where you are moving to or have moved to, and if you have any questions or concerns that you'd like to get answers from. And if you know of any particular repatriate communities or places where you know are good to connect with others who are also making the move. So those are my tips for how to check your expectations at the border and how to create a soft landing for yourself so you can have an amazing experience moving yourself and your family to the continent. That's it for today. Kwaheri, goodbye, until next time.